Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I'm here today to do a post review of my latest completed diamond painting, and this is Gingerbread House from Diamond Art Studio UK. So without further ado, here it is. Okay, here's the bottom section and here is the top. There you go. I will pan over it a bit more later on so you can see it all in one piece, as it were. So I bought this in May 2022 and it is a discontinued kit. Diamond Art Studio no longer carries this. They used to sell it in two different sizes, but it is part of an old era, if you like, of paintings that they used to sell, which were Shutterstock images, and now they have moved more towards specifically licensing artists for diamond painting, so they no longer carry this one. It cost me £37.50 and they do free postage in the UK. They do ship internationally. I don't know what their postage charges are like, but in the UK, can't complain with free. Can't complain about free. So yeah, it's been a really fun painting to work on. I've enjoyed it a lot. I started it in March this year and today's the 1st of August. Well, I finished this a couple of weeks ago now. So I worked on it from March to July, which is quite a long time because it's only a 50 by 75 painting. I'll get on to why that was in a bit, but I'm just going to talk firstly about the really positive things that I loved about this kit, because this is the first painting I've worked on from Diamond Art Studio. I have 3 or 4 others of theirs in my stash, and I definitely plan on buying more in the future, because it's been a really good first experience. So I liked very much their canvas. It was printed very clearly. They have actually upgraded the canvas and made it even better since I got this, but I'll get onto that in a bit. And the glue was very, very sticky. No problems whatsoever with any of the basics, if you like. It has 38 colours. So a decent range going on, and as I said, it came in 2 sizes. I got the 50 by 75. The other one was larger, if I remember, something more in the region of 70 by 90 centimetres. But at the time, I wanted to get the smaller one. So I was really impressed with how the drills fit together. I work on a lot of paintings from a particular company, Diamond Art Club, and their drills fit together in a particular way. And sometimes when I try paintings from other companies, I find the difference in how the drills fit together a little frustrating. So there was a slight learning curve for me because they do fit together differently, but that's not a reflection on them, it's a reflection on me. And overall, I was really impressed with how well they fit together. When I was working on it, it felt like there was some minor gappiness, but as it settled, I mean, I'm really struggling to see that at all now. I'm not looking at it with a light pad on. So I would say they fit together really nicely. Let me zoom you in a little more so you can see. There you go. You can see they fit together nicely. No gappiness to worry about there. I did have to sort of adapt my multi-placing style a little bit, but again, that's a me thing, not a them thing. And it's just the same when I switch from Diamond Art Club squares to rounds, for instance. The black drills, and I think there was one other colour, had uniform 13 facets on top of the drills, which I mean that all of the drills looked identical. And I did really enjoy that. And they were particularly good drills, very low on trash. Maybe slightly more prone to gappiness because of that, because normally when drills are less than perfect, that takes up some of the space around them. But yeah, they were really nice. They were a treat to work with. And one of the things that I thought was particularly good with this painting was I was given options for one of the colours. So if you see on the side there on the key, number DMC 702, which is like a plus sign, I got that in these green drills. Those are the standard ones, but they also included some crystal drills. So these aren't marked into the plan, it's just that plus symbol. But basically I got an option of which to use. So I used these in the central sections and the sort of green vine bit. And then the outer edges, I used the matte green, and that was what worked for me. But it's nice to have that option. I don't customize paintings. It's just not something I'm into doing. So it was nice to do it in a way that didn't require me to figure out myself, if that makes sense. I've got all of my drills still here. I did run out of one colour, which was this one, I think. Yeah, it was this one. So there's a couple left in there because I started using the replacement drills. It happens sometimes. This was a colour that was particularly prone to trash. And that's the case with every diamond painting I've ever worked on, that some colours are better than others. This one just happened to be a little bit dodgy. I had to chuck quite a lot of them because they were too mismatched and jaggedy and all that kind of thing to work with. So I did run out. But I messaged them on, I think it was a Sunday evening, and heard back from them straight away. And they sent out replacements on the Monday. So you cannot argue with that level of customer service. It's brilliant. They didn't then turn up for a week, but that's thanks to Royal Mail, who decided to ignore the fact they were sent first class and only brought them to me a week later. Never mind, that's by the by. So yeah, I've still got plenty of most colours. I even have a few spares that I never had to put into the pots there. So that's all fine and good. I did have quite a lot of trash. Here's my trash drill pot. I always put a disclaimer on at this point that I am very fussy. Any drills that I see that aren't perfect will go in here. But as you can see, there is a fair amount. But I don't mind that as long as I have enough drills. And as I say, there was only one colour I ran out of. And it's okay if, you know, if there's one colour that's particularly dodgy, like, it happens. So I'm not too worried about that at all. So what were my other thoughts about this? I hadn't really clocked when I ordered it and started it just how much confetti there was in it. And I'm going through a phase, I mean, I say it's a phase, it's been a really long time now, where I don't necessarily always love working on high confetti pieces. I started out diamond painting as a single placer, as most of us do, really loved confetti then for the change it brought. You know, I hated colour blocking. Colour blocking was my nemesis. And then I've got more used to multi-placing, so now, I don't know, I get a little frustrated with the slowness of confetti. I love the effect, but it can be a little frustrating. So I didn't really clock how much confetti was in this piece till I got going with it. And I started at the bottom with these sunflowers, which are just gorgeous. They are rendered so beautifully. And I know that Diamond Art Club does hand rendering. I'm not sure if they've always done that or whether it's something they've started more recently, but however this was rendered, it's done beautifully. But you can see, looking into this, just how much chopping and changing of colours there is there. So what that means for me is just I'm going to take my time with a painting, and that is why I've been working on this from March until July, because I don't want to burn out of diamond painting or of a particular painting within diamond painting. So I work on my paintings in rows, and what I would do is one row, maybe two rows, and then when I felt a little bit touched out by the confetti, I would switch to another painting and then I'd come back to it. So that's why it's taken a while. And that's fine. Again, it's all me. My feelings about confetti. It's not a reflection of the painting. I think, again, I probably should have chosen the bigger size, because what tends to happen is with smaller paintings, they're going to be more pixelated naturally. So the same image rendered bigger, yes, it's bigger, so it might take you a little bit longer to work on still, but a lot of the confetti tends to get smoothed out. So yeah, maybe that's what I should have done. But either way, it turned out really beautifully, I think. And I like their rendering style. I really like the difference from other companies that I'm used to as a change, you know. It's softer. I think it's really pretty. Don't you think it's a really cool finish? I'm very happy with it. I'm just looking at all the confetti around here again, though this bit did drive me mad when I was on it, I have to say. So a couple of colours were particularly prone to trash, as I've said. So I'll just show you the sort of thing I mean. And again, you know, this isn't a complaint. This happens with every kit I've ever worked on. There's not very much left of this because of the trash that I've had to get rid of, but you can just about see a few knobbly bits and bits of excess resin. Actually, I don't know why I'm bothering to show you because it's very hard to see what I mean. Just trust me that they weren't the most fun to work with, but then other colours were absolutely beautiful to work with, like no issues whatsoever. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? There were also quite a few clumped drills. That was the one other thing that did get a little annoying. So there was this one colour in particular, and yeah, you can see quite a few in there that are all clumped together. So I had to use my drill grinder quite a lot with that colour, which I don't love to do because it can scratch up the drills. And yeah, I know that you can squish them between two green trays. I have done that in the past and it's probably a little easier on the drills, but I tend to just lose loads. So I just sort of go with it and use my drill grinder now if I need to do it. And yeah, that was a little annoying, but it was fine. I had enough. I got through the painting. Again, I'm never going to complain too much if that's the case. Ooh, there's a little clumped one there. The crystal drills as well, from the shape of them and the particular floors they had, I would say the crystal drills had an acrylic base, whereas the rest of the drills were resin. So they did have that particular sort of not quite square shape that you often get with acrylic drills when there's a little bit of excess. And again, they had to be squished into place a little bit in places, but it was my choice to use them. And I think they really work as the finished effect. I don't know how much you can see them in the viewfinder, how much they stick out, but I really like those. I think they add to the sort of magic element of the beanstalk part, if you see what I mean. So there you have it. Right, I am going to now pan over this painting and then I will come back to say goodbye. So what do you reckon? Isn't it fun? I just think it's such a fun painting. All those bright colours and this like fantastical imagery. I love it. I'm really, really, really happy with it. And I would overall definitely recommend Diamond Art Studio to buy from. I know I've talked a bit about some drills that weren't perfect and mentioned a little bit of gapping and stuff, and I feel like I might have sounded unduly negative because I did really love this kit. And also with the confetti that I mentioned, the first half went really slow, and then once I got up to about here and quite a lot of colour blocking kicked in, I then just did the rest of it in one go and got really into it and enjoyed it a lot. But as I said, they have made some improvements. So they have upgraded the canvas material. It's now a sort of softer, sort of felt, cotton wool type feel background. I don't know if that makes sense, but a lot of companies have started using that kind of fabric, so you're probably familiar with it. And I know that they've started printing even more clearly. Not that I had any issues with symbol clarity, but they've done some really cool things to improve that. And I've seen them mention that they have tightened the grid a bit so that there will be less gapping. And the gapping wasn't that bad. So I'm really excited to work on a new kit that features all those. And I'm definitely going to be placing more orders in the future. So check out my channel if you want to see the other ones that I've unboxed from them. There's, what have I got? 1, 2, 3... I think maybe 4. And there should be unboxings for all of them somewhere if you're interested. I'm going to get another one out soon, I think, and try one of their round kits possibly, because I like to experience both kinds of drills from a company. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed looking over this with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.